My name is Laura McGowan. I'm an oil painter and I show my work at the Peninsula Gallery. I've always dabbled in art since I was a child, and I just like to experiment with different media, and nothing ever really stuck until I was teaching full-time and just decided to take an oil painting class. And as soon as I started it, I just thought, this is it. This is what I love to do. I'm a realist. I paint using realism, but sort of impressionistic or expressionistic realism. A lot of artists I know have gone more towards the abstract. I try to do that within my realism. I'm not really interested in completely going abstract, but I'm interested in finding ways to more suggest an object or a tree or things like that, instead of really spelling it out, leaving things to the imagination that people can kind of fill in. I always start either with the photo or I paint outside in plein air. I start with toning the canvas in a color that reflects sort of what the light is, so that if any of that canvas shows through, it sort of unifies the painting. And then I will, using a paintbrush, do the drawing onto the canvas, and start like most oil painters do. I start with the darkest darks, and then build it from there, block in the color, and then I will start adding details, that edges and highlights and things like that. Then I usually will, if I finish, I'll set it aside for a day or so and just leave it to sit, and sometimes even taking a photograph of it or looking at a painting in a mirror, you see things that you need to adjust, and so that I'll make the adjustments later. I just love oil paint. I like the history of it. I like that it's a traditional medium, and I paint on linen almost all the time, and that's very traditional as well. But something that a lot of people are intimidated by oils when they first start, because of the fact that they don't dry right away. And that's something I love about them, because I love that you have to work in your colors knowing, kind of anticipating what effects are going to happen if you really push it in or if you lay things on top. And just the lusciousness of the oil paint. So once I started painting with oils, I really haven't looked back much. I also love mixing colors. I work with kind of a limited palette. They call it a double primary palette. When you're doing more color mixing on a painting, from a small set of colors, it just kind of makes the whole thing more cohesive. The biggest challenge with working with oil paint for me is also the scientific aspect, where you have to keep certain principles in chemistry in mind, fat over lean, and what kind of mediums and varnishes to use, and it's always it's a learning experience all the time. That's one of the things I love about painting. You just never stop learning and growing, and one of the best compliments I get is, oh wow, your work has really come a long way and you're getting so much better. And I say, that's always the goal. Just keep getting better and keep doing more with less, and just finding your voice.